Hello, my name is James Meredith. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I've just signed a two-year deal, and I'm delighted.
Well, James, as you said in your intro, you hail from Melbourne. That's where most of your family are. A long way to come to Derby County. A lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifices, but it's been worthwhile.
Very long way. It's the other side of the world, as you obviously know. To leave everything behind at a young age, it is hard. But Derby have a very good support system. They made it a lot easier for me, obviously with the digs living in and everything else. So they've built me up and it's come a long way. It's come, yeah.
We'll talk about how great an achievement it is for you in a second, but let's reflect on that support base you have here. The academy is such a great foundation, isn't it, for players? Louis Naitanga, Giles Barnes, Nathan Doyle, the list goes on, Lee Holmes, have all managed to do this, and all of them have paid tribute to the academy.
It's unbelievable. It's another level. They've got everything in place. Food, great coaches, great staff, absolutely brilliant facilities. It's different class altogether.
And that must be massively important to you. I mentioned Lee Holmes. I'm sure he's had to make sacrifices, but he's from South Normanton up the road. You're from the other side of the globe. And how old were you when you arrived? Probably 16 years old, and it must have been tough.
Yeah, just 16 when I arrived. Look, they just made it really easy for me. A lot easier than it would have been if I was just, pushed aside. So,
this 2-year contract, this is the kind of thing that dreams are made of. You don't know until the last minute, until you walk into that office and Terry tells you that it's going to be a yes or a no, do you? So the last few weeks must have been quite nervy for you.
That's right. I mean, when you're very nervous before you go into Terry's office. I mean, if you're confident in yourself that you're getting a contract, then, and if that's what you think, then it makes it a little bit easier. But obviously, everyone's anxious before they go into Terry's office, and I'm very happy with what I go. I'm very happy. I mean, it's a building block. I mean, obviously, you've got to work very hard to get into the first team, and that's what I plan on doing the right things.
You're pushing in that direction. The development games have shown you really come through. Do you feel that you've had a really good last sort of 6 months or so? Because I know that people around the place, some sections of the media and the fans, are starting to talk about you, and that's pretty good.
I'm just doing my best. I've had quite a good last 6 months. I've played a few good games. Newcastle under-18s, Everton under-18. Yeah, played in some good games. Had a few minor setbacks with injuries, but got over them. The physios were great. They were brilliant. I'm just trying to push on.
Quite a modest lad who's paying a lot of credit to the academy, but I've known you for a little while now, and I know you've had some tough times. I mean, as well as the injuries, there's been a little bout of illness in there, and flying on aeroplanes has not always been easy for you, which is tough when your family are in Australia, or most of them, and you're here. So there has been tough times.
There has been a lot of tough times. I mean, homesickness it's nearly unavoidable. You can't go to the other side of the world, away from all your friends and family, and not feel at least the slightest bit of homesickness. As I said before, the support has been great, and they gave me everything I needed. But at the same time, you need to go back home and see your family and see your friends. And
so you have had that time. You've been given sort of not compassionate leave, but you have at times been given a little bit of time to go back and catch up with the family.
Yeah. Been given that time. Been given the time I need. So.
What's the sort of ethos now in your mind? Because the footballer's cliche, the oldest one in the book, is each day at a time, each game at a time. And I guess as someone who has a 2-year contract, you've still got to keep proving yourself every time you go out on the training field.
That's right. You can't just sit back and relax now that you've been offered a contract, not signed, obviously. Yeah. You've got to push on. You've just got to keep working hard. That's the main thing. Give your best in training. Make sure you prepare properly off the field for game day. So, and
of course, you're given every chance with the setup here to do that. What are the main changes that you've seen from Australia to England, both on the football field and off it?
There's too many. I wouldn't be able to list them all. We'd be here all day.
The weather would probably be one of them.
The weather, major factor. 30 degrees every day.
Football-wise, then, let's reflect on that and the games you play in the under-18 league and so on. Has it been the kind of football you expected? I mean, growing up in Australia, a country where football has only in the last few years become a big sport, have you noticed a difference in the passion and the actual game itself?
Well, I mean, when you're in Australia, we had a lot of English coaches, and they were telling us how quick the game was and how the players are strong and they're passionate and they really get into the tackles. But until you actually come over here and you play in those games, you don't really know exactly what it's all about.
So have you had to work on certain attributes of your game to become a stronger player?
Definitely. I mean, it's a real it's very good that you can go to the gym. There's an excellent gym. You can go to any time of the day, any time you want. You can work. Yeah, you can work on anything you want to work on.
Yeah, because I was reading. Sorry to intrude. I was just reading about, just to link in. I was reading the programme from an FA Youth Cup game last year, and I got a description from Gary Boyer, the youth coach at the time, for each of the players. It was a one-paragraph introduction. Yours was basically one of the most athletic players that he claimed to have ever seen. Now, that must stand you in good stead.
Yeah, look, that's one of my positive attributes, yeah, being athletic. It doesn't mean you just work on other things. You just neglect working on your speed, your endurance, your strength. There are obviously factors you have to, take into consideration and improve on.
Just to finish, how have you kind of celebrated this deal? You seem very modest, very ambitious, very confident, all at the same time. And I don't think you're the type of bloke to get too carried away about these things.
No.
But as I said earlier, it is the stuff dreams are made of. So you must have perhaps locked yourself in your bedroom one night and jumped up and down on your bed cheering, because it really is a big moment for you.
To be honest with you, I mean, I am delighted inside. I don't like to show that. That's my personality. That's who I am. I mean, celebrations I will go on when I get back to Australia, but I'm not going to be. I'm very happy, obviously, but I'm not going to be overexcited until I've actually signed the contract.
So this laid-back Australian thing that we've all come to believe is perhaps a myth is actually true.
I can't answer that one. No, I think it's a myth. They'll tell you otherwise. I think Australians walk a bit slower and do things a little bit slower than English people. They're all rushed, but.
Yeah, well done. And I know we're all one big family here. I know everyone's dead proud of you, and just keep up the hard work. Well done.
Cheers, Chris. Cheers. Thanks a lot.